You say you don't hate him. You reduce the argument to Sammy Gyamfi when you know GoldBod is an institution which has even a board. But it was always Sammy Gyamfi. To the extent that you have a minority leader, a lawyer of repute, stand in the cameras and talk about bail conditions. That was the low point. That's where I lost my respect for the minority leader. I respect so much. How does that come in? A bail condition for what? The hypocrisy, the lies, the propaganda. Now they are shifting the goal. They said it's still a loss. Go and ask the one who is responsible. Why are you not calling out the Bank of Ghana? For them to explain to you why the loss.
Minia, Mamma was saying, I'm more about Messro Selvas on was Gabi, Eddie, Mamma, like a video in a shame on Rebino, so Onya be LP. Oh, honorable Sammy Gyamfi GoldBod, on the NPP for honorable Kwamna Afenyo-Markin is banned a year, Igusua Air Cosi. Lawyer Bernard Bediako Baidoo extensively on that matter. This is a video now. Obeti in your be asi. Na answer na ebe the video no. Mama nyesa example we. Send ebe ya wo hwem no. Ebia wo benya entiase e wo the whole matter no. Emu. Yemfa ne se wo hwem wo ye minua. But me ne wo emfiri maame baako. Wo o maame nko. E na me so me maame nko. But me wo nua baako e ka me ho. Yemfa ne se me nua baako so any boy. Enti ye tu. E na wo ye baako pe. Yemfa ne se wo ye NPP. E na me ne me nua so ye wo NDC. Enti ye maame nko wo so wo de nko. But ye papa eye baako. Ye papa na oye baako no eye oman Ghana. What you say? E na ye papa wo provision store. Provision store no eye Bank of Ghana. E na ye papa esan so ewo kokoo afuo kese pa ewo ho. Enti me a metie sisi ye no. Ye man se me e na mehwe provision store no. Eso. E na me nua yi so kokoo afuo no. Ono e na ono so o hwe so. E na wo a wo so wo maame nko no wo de yemfa bibia enhye wonsa because we NPP ni wo opposition. Enti Bank of Ghana omo governor no eye NDC President Mahama eno appointed no. Enti Sammy Gyamfi so President Mahama eno appointed no. Iti because membi nua ene saabo we ye a dia kwa say Bank of Ghana ne governor no ene Sammy Gyamfi yemienu yeni. What you say? Enti provision store na me ye dia hye mensa eye Bank of Ghana no. Menu ya ono so wo hwe kokoo no so no eye GoldBod no. Oba say wo hia sika e de akwakodo kokoo no ase na watonuro e de aguso se de be ye kokoo no be so na se ye kokoton wa ye nya sika e de abre ye papa etimi a be hwe provision store no so eye Bank of Ghana no e na me yi sika e de free store no sika na wo ho no mu e na me de ma anu no se for ebi fa paafo na obondo kokoo na se na fa ebi nso tonuro na fa gu kokoo no se de be ye kokoo no e be so na kokoo no ense enti ko ba sa no me a me hwe provision store no so no wo hwe de na besi se me render accounts wa esan se me disika ma me nua baako na hwe ofe no so nti no me sika wasanka minya no ebe ko fom enti eka ebe ba provision store no emu wacha se ba me nua na me dia ma no se onfa bi nkoto aduro na onfa bi so endo kokoo na se no kokoo no ebe so ama manya mfaso ana se de o hwe kokoo no so wanya mfaso a sisebere eye GoldBod enti GoldBod ye disika no ma no wo disika no wo de kotuto gold a gold rakwakoton ama mfaso ayede abaso kokoo resan se wodo asienti ogugu so ema kokoo wate aton ama mfaso aba but esan se me na medi sika no ema no from the provision store no ntino ama provision store no sika na wosan kaminya no manya sa debeba ne se me maboka ewo provision store na me hwe so no emu we na minua na wo ye NPP ne no a me ne no emfi papa baako no o reportu ama ye papa se wo provision store na wo de ma wi no wo yi sika no bi e de akwa owuri o hwe kokoo no so no enti kokoo do hwe kokoo no so no e na wa ma eka aba enti die o hwe kokoo no so e na wa boka but in this instance no o hwe ade o hwe kokoo no so na wa boka because on sika e de ma no wo de akwa kodo kokoo na se o de bi so atoduru e de agu so afia so ama wati kokoo no wanya mfaso but esan say provision store wura no me ametie na me di sika no ma no enti no me na me sika anso enti meni kokoo wura no hwan na aboka provision store wura no e na wa aboka but enye kokoo wura no because kokoo wura no de wanya mfaso but esan say kokoo wura no e na me di sika no ma no enti no NPP for say e kokoo wura no e na wa aboka in this case GoldBod e na aboka but omo person be ka say store no e na eka no e wo ho enti currently say wo hwe GoldBod a wo pepesi mu no e ka bia ni GoldBod ho e ka bia ni GoldBod ho but emmo Bank of Ghana esan say omo di sika no ma GoldBod nti e na ema omo eka aba Bank of Ghana ho but GoldBod and Kasa de omo endeka. Enti when na wona bo Sammy Gyamfi pese NPP for eka. Say mama ka say GoldBod ye na yaboka. Mon ka say Bank of Ghana e na aboka because mo hwehwe papers mu a there is nowhere even Auditor-General baba hwehwe enka tem o say ye mo ka e na infaso po e na yeso yenya. What you see? And then before say mo asem bi kan mon ka say Bank of Ghana e na aboka. But mama ka say GoldBod e na yaboka because GoldBod ye bibia e French mu amfaso kura yenya amfaso. In this case no me a mehwe provision store no so a me disika na ma menua na odi akwa akodo ofuo no me provision store no eho e na eka no ewo but enye kokko ofuo no. Why is it difficult for NPP to say a Bank of Ghana e na aboka but ebu enye GoldBod omudumade mu de omomo ka o omonya mfaso okura ya boa oman Ghana o hwe baabi a CD akwa kodu o hwe baabi a inflation ewo ene o hwe baabi a inyoma eheko a a bank of a friend is a GoldBod for dumadi and aboa ama yehudi yehu enti ade na people won ka say a Bank of Ghana na aboka na oboka say GoldBod asabro ni tie na tenti na eno no afi mayen kotie lawyer Bernard Bediako ono so ne koma odi bedawase.
Unfortunately, this minority, and of course they've said that all they need is political power, so they will do anything to secure political power. So we understand. In fact, some of their candidates who are going around campaigning said that they need to enhance their propaganda machinery. You've heard them. So we understand what they are trying to do, but it won't wash. It will not wash to the extent that the respected minority leader is now moving from one radio station to the other. All in the name of what? What has happened? And changing the goalposts all the time. You said categorically 6 months ago, I was in the chamber, the motion, if you have the motion, if you want to go find out. You said that GoldBod was incurring debts. These were your words. You never said that it's a debt in the books of Bank of Ghana, but it's as a result of the workings of GoldBod. That was a shift of the position. That's not what you said. You've always said that GoldBod was incurring debts. And if they are incurring debt, it should be in their financial statements. I mean, this is right. Then you came later and you said, because all this while they were saying, they never mentioned the IMF report. So we were wondering, where is it coming from? Later they came and said, go and check the IMF report. We said, okay, let's see, page what? In the entire report, it is paragraph 13, page 10. That this whole thing is. Except somebody points to some other pages. This is where you can find, and when you was, I thought that, you see, it's skillful, it's deliberate. And that is why we think that it is nothing short of propaganda. Because the whole issue you refer to, the IMF report, for all the minutes you gave him, did he refer to a single page or a paragraph of the IMF report? He won't, because he knows it's not there. He would not, because he knows it's nowhere there. And that is what the minority leader has always done. He's always all over the place. They've incurred that. Kojo Opon Nkrumah, Honorable. He's all over the place. They've incurred that without referring to the specific pages in their report they refer to. So today I'm telling you, it is in the report of IMF, page 10, paragraph 13. Nothing short of that. If they have something contrary to that, they should show us. What does it say? Before we proceed, I would read, if you have, I have your permission. People should hear this. So the heading is, DGPP operations have generated significant losses for the Bank of Ghana. And the IMF, their report they believe is so holy, started with this, that losses in 2024, and that is what you kept pointing out to him. Then at some point he had to concede. Did you ever hear the minority leader talk about 2024? Did you hear him talk about 2023? Even before this, in 2023, they spent over, I think it's in a region of, I think, $381 million. That loss in the books of Bank of Ghana. Did you hear Sammy Gyamfi organize press conference on that? Did you hear any NDC? Because you see, these are operational losses. At the end of the day, Bank of Ghana is not a commercial bank. Bank of Ghana has a responsibility. And they use money to perform that role. Except one who doesn't know. What, assuming, for me, if the argument had been that, no, why are we still spending money? Let's find, or incurring losses at the Bank of Ghana. Let's find a way to, we would have joined them. Because, of course, Bank of Ghana is for all of us, and we will trace it from 2023 and find out what actually the issue is. But for the propaganda, for the sheer, hatred for the young man, you say you don't hate him, you reduce the argument to Sammy Gyamfi when you know GoldBod is an institution which has even a board. But it was always Sammy Gyamfi. To the extent that you have a minority leader, a lawyer of repute, stand in the cameras and talk about bail conditions. That was the low point. That's where I lost my respect for the minority leader. I respect so much. How does that come in? A bail condition for what? A lawyer, assuming there is even a loss for the entity, how does it constitute a crime when you've not linked it to a particular doing or a particular act of Sammy Gyamfi? So where did it come from? Minority leader. So if you don't hate the man, if it is not a smear campaign, why would you even mention his name? An institution, assuming they've even incurred a loss, is it about Sammy Gyamfi? And you are here, you are today, you are this morning, you want to talk about Sammy Gyamfi's response without talking about the way the minority leader went about it? On what basis was his name even mentioned? And you know that even in the report, it never mentioned that it was a loss of GoldBod. When you were all over the place, go and check the motion that was. They said GoldBod was incurring losses. And then we are saying that, look, if they are incurring losses, it is the Auditor-General that would put out that information. It was nowhere. In fact, when we told them that the Auditor-General's report says that GoldBod is doing so well and has some profits and all the surpluses in their books, he said no, go and check the IMF report. So this is what we have. He said in 2024 you incurred a loss of $400 million. And you see, we told them, they said no, it is as a result of the workings of GoldBod. And said, okay, show us in the report where it ever said that. You sat here, you've spoken for over 20 minutes, you couldn't show a single report. You didn't. Please, everybody is watching. You couldn't show us the report. You didn't show us how the workings look. Do you know, maybe you need to be informed, do you know that it is not GoldBod that sells the good? Do you know that? How can you talk about loss when I'm not responsible for the sale of it? Do they know that? That under the same policy which we inherited, the DGPP was your own bet. In fact, it is the MPP that brought about, and nothing has changed. And that is why we had this loss in 2023, we had it in 2024, and in 2025, because of the scale up. When you say scale up, is the volumes. That is now coming. So, of course, it has been a loss all year round. Since 2023. But if that's why I'm telling you that if it was, please, would you, please, I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry. So you see, if it was an argument of why the loss generally, without mentioning GoldBod, because nobody mentioned PMMC, he pointed it out to you. GoldBod is doing what PMMC. In fact, Sammy Gyamfi started as the PMMC head. Why is the last CEO of PMMC? Has anybody mentioned his name? If Sammy Gyamfi's bail should be that onerous, then we should start looking for your what's his name? We should start looking for him and get him now, so that in the future, in about 20-30 years, when you get an opportunity to come, then Sammy Gyamfi's bail will be onerous. So for now, please get his name for me. We should start looking for him. If this is the argument, the hypocrisy, the lies, the propaganda. Now they are shifting the goal. They said it's still a loss. Go and ask the one who is responsible. Why are you not calling out the Bank of Ghana for them to explain to you why the loss? In 2023, 2024, and then now 2025.
You are looking for Nana Kwesi Ewa, Esquire?
I didn't even know him. That he was the PMMC boss at the time. Did you hear any NDC person criticize him for the loss in 2023 and 2024? Did you hear him? And that is the hypocrisy with which our people always operate. What has Sammy Gyamfi done to you? Because he supervised, or why? Has he taken anybody's wife? What is the problem?
He's being paid with the taxpayers' money.
And you don't know where the Bank of Ghana office is? Because you know. Then the minority leader knows that this is in the books of the Bank of Ghana. And it has been in their books since 2023. So if they want questions, if they want answers, why not? In fact, just before we rose, the Bank of Ghana governor was in the chamber. You call him, he comes to explain. Let him explain what it is. But you see, the good thing is that we know that those losses, we are even doing something about it already. And that is why the Bank of Ghana has exited the program. It is not a loss of GoldBod, and yet the Bank of Ghana, who knows that it is in their books, and the Bank of Ghana says that, look, of course, it is an accounting loss, it is not an economic loss, and the reason is that there are economic gains. Today, as we speak, the Bank of Ghana, which has a mandate of stabilizing our currency, has done so, which you can't dispute. When you were incurring the losses of $380 million, $400 million, what was the result? Did we have the stability we have today? What sort of hypocrisy is this? Did we have the sort of stability we have today? So you see, there are things you cannot dispute. What we are saying is this. The Bank of Ghana has in their books these losses. And these losses has always been there, 2023, 2024, 2025. If you want us to have a discussion as a nation about that, we will. And the good thing is that the Bank of Ghana has exited the program. Let's wait. Going forward now, GoldBod is fully in charge. Is that not so? Because, like I told you, GoldBod did not even have the mandate. All the GoldBod was doing was this. Bank of Ghana wanted gold. They can't deal with the people directly. They said, okay, I want you as an agent, the PMMC then, in 2021. In fact, you should even be explaining this. Because it happened under this whole arrangement was your policy. And nothing has changed. Maybe you don't know. Or you think anything has changed? This is how it was being done under your term. PMMC. Under Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, the Bank of Ghana, then, what's his name, Addison? And then even including Abnos Asare, who should know better, with respect to her. This is exactly how, nothing has changed. So how do you come and then you want to take you have said it even in Parliament. We try to explain to you. We try to explain, but you here. And now the minority leader becomes shopping from one radio station to the other, mentioning the name of this young man. For doing what? Meanwhile, the report we've told you that even the report you claim is a report that indicts the young man, has nothing in it like that.